The Denver Nuggets have done it. The Denver Nuggets are heading to its first ever NBA Finals after sweeping the Los Angeles Lakers and possibly even sending LeBron James into retirement. What's going on, everyone? It's Luca here, back with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about the Denver Nuggets, as this team is now finals bound. If you guys do me a solid favor, please hit a like on the video. It helps it a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more Nuggets content. I'm going to have more Nuggets content coming out, as this Nuggets team will do battle in the NBA Finals. I will be covering the NBA Finals in its entirety, as we know it will be the Denver Nuggets coming out of the West, as they will in all likelihood take on the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, barring an historic Celtics comeback. But when you look at this one and how the Nuggets were ultimately able to end this series, at halftime of Game 4, it did look like the Lakers may be on the verge of staving off elimination, especially LeBron James. I mean, he was going out of his mind as he single-handedly kept the Lakers in a good position to extend the series. LeBron James had 31 of his 40 points in the first 24 minutes of the game, as the Lakers carried a sizable 73-58 lead into halftime. But then the Nuggets showed what they'd shown over the first 3 games of the series and over the course of this entire playoff run. When the Nuggets are on, they're on. There isn't a better team in the NBA right now when it comes to firing on all cylinders and turning the game upside down. The Nuggets outscored the Lakers 36-16 in that third quarter to erase the big halftime deficit and held on to win. Nikola Jokic, who is capable of taking over a game in so many different ways, scored 13 points and had 10 rebounds in the third quarter alone. Jokic finished with 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists. Another triple-double, and he also won the NBA Western Conference Finals MVP. And his triple-double was the 8th of the playoffs, passing the great Will Chamberlain's single playoff record set in 1967. You know you're playing at an historic pace when you're passing a guy like Will Chamberlain. And he hit arguably the greatest shot in Denver Nuggets history with under 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Lakers desperately trying to win this game to extend the series. Jokic hit this incredible shot over Anthony Davis, ripping the heart out of all Lakers fans. Absolutely unreal. Now, Nikola Jokic didn't win this game by himself, of course. Jamal Murray continued his hot play as well. He finished with 25 points on 10 of 18 shooting. And in addition to his big night, Murray made the game-sealing defensive play in the final seconds of this one. The Lakers, who trailed by 2 with 4 seconds left, LeBron James got the ball on an inbounds play, drove to the basket, but then Murray and Gordon collapsed on him, and it was Murray who grabbed the ball with both hands as LeBron tried to get off a shot. Jamal Murray also became the first player to ever average 30 points on 50, 40, 90 shooting in a conference finals. And this was the Nuggets' number 2 option. And Jamal Murray, he proved the critics wrong, who thought he couldn't get back to his bubble days and wasn't capable of being a co-star to Nikola Jokic. Murray was possessed during these playoffs, and he does deserve a lot of credit for this Denver Nuggets run. Aaron Gordon, after being quiet offensively in the first 3 games of the series, had 22 points on 9 of 14 shooting. Michael Porter Jr. had 15, and former Laker KCP had 13 from off the bench. We came to the consensus that this is one of the best teams, if not the best team, we've played together for all 4 years, LeBron James said after the game. Just well orchestrated, well put together. They have scoring, they have shooting, they have playmaking, they have smarts, they have length, they have depth. And one thing about their team, when you have a guy like Jokic, for as big as he is, but also as cerebral as he is, you can't really make many mistakes versus a guy like that, close quote. So this was some very high praise by LeBron James talking about Nikola Jokic and this Denver Nuggets team. And it's not like the Lakers were awful in this series. This was actually a very competitive sweep. The Nuggets were just a superior team and that much better than the Lakers. And by sweeping the Lakers, the Nuggets have now earned themselves a nice long, well-deserved break before the finals begin on June 1st. So the Nuggets are going to have more than a week off to get right for that NBA Finals matchup. And you look at how the Nuggets got here. They took down the T-Wolves in 5 games. They took down the Suns in 6, and they blew out the Suns on its home floor to win that series, and then they sweep the Lakers. This has been as impressive of a playoff run by the Denver Nuggets that we have seen. And their fans have a lot to be excited about going into the franchise's first ever NBA Finals appearance. And I don't think anybody in the mainstream media picked this Nuggets team to go to the finals. I think Charles Barkley is the only one. The Nuggets proved me and many other people wrong who didn't think this team was going to the NBA Finals at the start of the playoffs. The Nuggets were looked at as the fraudulent one coming into the playoffs. They had a rough patch at the end of February, early March, and people thought the sky was starting to fall for them. And looking back at it now, it seemed like maybe the Nuggets were just bored. This has been by far the most complete and dominantly consistent team all season long. And the Nuggets, who had so many ifs coming into the season about whether or not this team could stay healthy, benefited finally from having a season where everyone was healthy and playing together. And another thing you got to look at here is Nikola Jokic has officially put to bed his critics, as he proved in this series that he is the best player in the world, and that is without question. I mean, this tweet by Zach perfectly summed up how much Jokic was overlooked and disrespected. He said this: remember when LeBron picked Jokic last at the All-Star game? Remember when Kendrick Perkins tore down Jokic with accusations and positioned the MVP convo? Remember Mark Jackson and his MVP ballot? When Lisa Salter said she hadn't watched him? When Nick Wright called him the worst MVP ever? He had a middle finger emoji to conclude the tweet. Jokic could have easily won the regular season MVP, but hey, he now has a chance to get an NBA Finals MVP and NBA championship if the Nuggets can beat the Heat. And looking at Jokic's story, you can't help but to draw inspiration from it. Back in 2011, Nikola Jokic struggled finding someone to play pickup basketball with in Serbia. Now in 2023, he's a two-time MVP and is heading to his first NBA Finals. KCP believes the Nuggets will win the championship this season, as he said, and I quote, "I can feel it." The last point I want to make here is that Michael Malone deserves a lot of the credit as well. He's quickly become one of the best coaches in the league, and in 8 years, he's helped build something special in Denver. This tweet perfectly sums it up. Michael Malone gone over on win total every season, 2 conference finals, 1 first-round exit without Murray to eventual champs in 5 runs, 3rd most regular season wins in the last 5 years, 4th most playoff wins in the last 5 years, 1st finals in franchise history. Michael Malone, I absolutely love this guy and how he coaches. I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's never afraid of going off the cusp and just giving you raw, real answers in post-game interviews. Michael Malone has really got the most out of this bunch, and we've seen the result of it. So the Denver Nuggets, they came into the postseason with a lot to prove. For as good as they were in the season, people wanted to see how they would fare in a Western Conference full of big names and big teams. Well, at the end of it all, it's the juggernaut Denver Nuggets that remain the sole Western Conference team remaining with a chance to win it all. So we will see if these Nuggets can get it done. They are just 4 wins away from calling themselves NBA champions. Nuggets fans, how are you guys feeling right now? I'm sure you guys are over the moon, just absolutely excited, ecstatic that your Denver Nuggets have made it to its first ever NBA Finals and they have a chance to win it all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you, Nuggets fans, and this has just been a remarkable story to watch. Let me know your full thoughts, guys. Hit a like on the video. Also, subscribe to the channel on your way out. This is Lucas signing off. As always, thank you so much for your continued support. I will catch you all again in the next video.